Nazi fags.
Mary, I am out of control. Yeah, I use drugs. I can do what I want, bitch. Yeah, I have sex and I don't use protection. It's my hot body. I'll do what I want. I don't go to school and I kill people. Whatever. I'll do what I want. Do what I want. Oh.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Libby, you're 100% on the money. But don't tell you that. So let's say hi to everybody, and then I'm going to try and play a video and totally transform the content. Ooh. Maybe that's better. StreamYard's leveling again. Fantastic. So I'm going to try and play the video over here, but if we run into issues, this might be a Rumble exclusive, but we'll try to stay over here. And speaking of Rumble, Digger is first over on Rumble. And second, actually, on YouTube, but we'll give her first because Snafu called me gay. So, Snafu.
Go suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick. Suck a dick, suck a huge or small.
And Digger's first. So, exciting news, ladies and gentlemen. As we all know, I was in a bitter fight with Miss Universe over using 21 seconds of their fucking clip. And I won. Strike reversed. Videos back up. And I was successful. So, which should have been the way it is the whole time. But we know it never happens like it's supposed to with YouTube. So I won, you lose. And I'm really excited about it. So I'm back to 0. 0 altogether strikes. Because I've defeated every single one. So let's say hi to everybody with that good news. Snafu, what's up, buddy? Digger, good to see you. See you in 2 hours. Where are you going for 2 hours? Impish, got to be on time. Or early. What's up, Belandris? You get that sound fixed yet? 3 people were in here 2 hours ago, but I only got 1 like when I got here. That's because everybody hates Meaty and doesn't hit the damn like button. Oh, I see what she means. 2 hours. Gotcha. What's up, Mystic? Libby, what's up, buddy? I agree. Best. Do they have magic honey? That would make this discussion so much better. What's up, Corn Pope? Good to see you here. It was not a ridiculous question. Yes. You hit that dick click. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Yeah, I'll fix the volume. I got to figure out how to do it because it auto balances in StreamYard. So I have no way to really balance it. Yeah, I got it now. Leonie, what's up? I thought you were a perpetual dislike. Hey, just Dawn. Linda, good to see you. Why you know? Jonathan's high. See? Yeah, Susan, bite it. What's up, Pesky? Wild Bread, it's a legitimate question, and I'll answer it. Sort of. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's... Nope, they're the same exact... Well, they can be, but they're the same exact volume. So they're the same exact volume, same exact size. It doesn't really matter for this exercise, but yeah. That's what I keep saying. He's a huge motherfucker. So, of course it's not going to work for him.
Touchdown. Pepper? I never give a shit. That.
Never give a shit. Jonathan, you're supposed to send me more of those, by the way. You didn't. So, has anybody except Ampish heard of the Banach-Tarski Paradox? And the only reason she knows is because she cheated and looked it up. The answer is no, I'm guessing. Okay. So, we'll close the poll. So, Libby was right. Everybody's wrong. Theoretically, yes, but... So I'll read to you what it says. The Banach-Tarski Paradox is a theorem in set-theoretical geometry, which states the following. Given a solid ball in three-dimensional space, there exists a decomposition of the ball into a finite number of disjointed subsets, which can be put back together in a different way to yield two identical copies of the original ball. So you can get two of the same ball from the original ball, theoretically, ish. So we're going to go through, obviously, if you guys know what a paradox is, it basically is a way that things don't make sense. It's a way that it breaks a fundamental law or a way that we have of classifying certain things. So you can't... Why is my phone going off? So you can't actually do it because it would break fundamental laws that we are making perfect sense. Indeed, the reassembly process involves moving pieces around and rotating them without changing their shape. However, these pieces are not solids in the usual sense, but infinite scatterings of points. So we get into infinity, and people think that infinity, so the reconstruction can work with as few as 5 pieces. So we get into infinity, and people think, oh, it's the largest number I can ever think of. So it's, so we think that's, yes-ish. That's, yeah. I mean, yes, but theoretically, it's not possible. So it's kind of both. So it was a trick answer, but the actual answer is yes. Same mass, same everything. It's an infinite number of points. So it's the same exact ball as the previous one. Same weight, same mass, same volume, same shape, same physical characteristics. So if it's a pool ball, they would both be 1 balls or 8 balls or 9 or whatever the case is. So we're going to get into it. We're going to watch a video, and I'm going to transform the content and comment on it because I think he does a damn good job, probably better than I can do. So there's also an alternative form. This is my favorite paradox too. And some say they've disproved it. I don't know if I believe that because it makes sense. But anyways, I almost didn't say it because I knew that was coming, Jonathan. I didn't think of that one. That's good. This is my favorite theorem or paradox because it's just so insane to think of. Because, okay, so let's get into it. An alternative form of the theorem states that given any 2 reasonable solid objects, such as a small ball, like a marble, or a huge ball, a basketball, the cut pieces of either one can be reassembled into the other. This is often stated informally as a pea can be chopped up and reassembled into the sun, and called the pea in the sun paradox. I don't suggest peeing in the sun. If you could pee enough to get there, you'd burn your wee-wee, and that's never good. No, not even close. But you're thinking, and I like that. The theorem is called a paradox because it contradicts basic geometric intuition. Doubling the ball by dividing it into parts and then move them around by rotations and translations without any stretching, bending, or adding a new point seems impossible, since all these operations ought, intuitively speaking, to preserve the volume. The intuition that such operations preserve volumes is not mathematically absurd and is even included in the formal definition of volumes. However, this is not applicable here because in this case it's impossible to define the volumes of the considered subsets. Reassembling them reproduces a set that has a volume which happens to be different from the volume at the start, but it doesn't because it's the same volume. So they're trying to argue the paradox. So they're trying to say, no, it would be a different volume, but it's the same volume because it's the same size and the same mass. It's just, infinity is a weird beast. So back to that. Infinity, people think, oh, infinity is, a 1 billion kajillion number. No, infinity is much more than that. Infinity is literally infinity. Piss on a rope. Okay. Never heard it. I'm afraid to ask. Yeah, that's never a good idea. That would be much more than that. It has to be a pretty impressive wind, but yeah, you get some splish splash back on you. What's up, Val? Yeah, infinity is more than a huge number. It is infinite. Jonathan, I love you, man. It equals infinity. We're talking about the Banach-Tarski Paradox. The fact that you can take one ball, split it into infinite points, and make two balls. Well, I think the universe has systems in place because it's a simulation. Well, it isn't deleted. It's brought into a point of singularity. So it's smushed, essentially, for lack of a better way of explaining it. It is placed into a point where gravity collapses in on itself and brings it to a singularity. So every particle is one singular space. Yep. Well, yeah, the adage is you break it down into 6 parts. So you break one ball into 6 parts, you take those and reassemble. It very well could have. Potentially, there's a lot of parallels with the Lord and with religion. Covered that the other day. I'm not going back through wormholes, damn it. All right, so let's watch this video. If anybody knows of Vsauce, he's kind of a weird guy, but I think he does a damn good job explaining some things. So,
hey, Vsauce, Michael here. There's a famous way to seemingly create chocolate out of nothing. Maybe you've seen it before.
So I meant to say that too. So we're breaking the law of creating matter. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. It can be altered. We just talked about this yesterday with thermodynamics.
This chocolate bar is 4 squares by 8 squares. But if you cut it like this, and then like this, and finally like this, you can rearrange the pieces like so and wind up with the same 4 by 8 bar, but with a leftover.
This is an optical illusion, but it illustrates the point.
Piece apparently created out of thin air. There's a popular animation of this illusion as well. I call it an illusion because it's just that, fake. In reality, the final bar is a bit smaller. It contains this much less chocolate. Each square along the cut is shorter than it was in the original, but the cut makes it difficult to notice right away.
Jonathan, that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying this is an optical illusion and telling you not to think of it this way. 4 pieces, yeah, there are smaller pieces, obviously, and you're just breaking it down little by little.
The animation is extra misleading because it tries to cover up its deception. The lost height of each square is surreptitiously added in, while the piece moves to make it hard to notice. I mean, come on. Obviously, you cannot cut up a chocolate bar and rearrange the pieces into more than you started with. Or can you? One of the strange...
That would be fantastic, by the way. Not talking... No, we're not talking... What? You're on the wrong channel for Overlords. That would be the Great Oz one. No, we're not talking replicator technology, because that would be the same fundamental laws of thermodynamics, because you're just changing matter. So you'd have to feed matter into something to create, right, converting energy. You'd have to create new particles using energy. So you're just altering matter with the third law of thermodynamics. You're not creating or destroying any.
strangest theorems in modern mathematics is the Banach-Tarski Paradox.
Sorry, I almost missed that one. Yes, we're easily deceived. Even if, and there's certain things. Has anybody heard of the gorilla experiment? No, they've just been doing shrinkflation. That is the worst movie on the planet. That movie creeps me out. I will watch every horror movie on the planet. I won't touch that. Yeah, the gorilla. Hang on. I'm trying to skip the ad. So I'll play it just so we have reference and we can break it up. I don't know. Oh, wait, you're giving me shit. You get sick of meaty first. Shut up, bitch.
The monkey business illusion. Count how many times the players wearing white passed the ball.
This one's so fucked up.
The correct answer is 16 passes. Did you spot the gorilla? For people who haven't seen or heard about a video like this before, about half missed the gorilla.
There's no audio. There's no audio to it. It's just the thing. He says something in the beginning, but that's it. So many have already seen that, but the gorilla walks right through the middle, and some people don't see the gorilla because your brain plays tricks on you.
It proves that there is in fact a way to take an object and separate it into 5 different pieces.
Tigger, that's funny.
And then, with those 5 pieces, simply rearrange them, no stretching required, into 2 exact copies of the original item. Same density, same size, same everything. seriously, to dive into the mind blow that is.
So that's it. Oh, is Stevie here? Yes. Stevie, take her in the back room and punish her. No, don't do that. She'll enjoy it. Really don't have a good answer, but we should figure something out. Yeah, he stood right in the middle. Did you really not see a gorilla? Like, I'm not like ragging on you or anything, but not if you make really good copies. Impish. No. Did you really not see the gorilla? Right there. So if you we'll watch just this part. It tells you to count the passes. So you're focused on counting the passes. Fuck you, Jonathan. So you're counting the passes. So your focus is these white. So you're not looking at the black shirts or the gorilla that's right there walking on screen. No, I mean, that's normal. Uh-huh. Ninja gorilla. So that's the whole thing. You're so focused on what's going on here that your brain doesn't see this gorilla. That one?
It is, and the way it fundamentally questions math and ourselves, we have to start by asking a few questions.
Me too.
First, what is infinity?
This is what I was talking about. So infinity is not something that many people can conceptualize because they're like, well, I can just count to infinity. You could never count to infinity.
Number? I mean, it's nowhere on the number line, but we often say things like, there's an infinite number of blah, blah, blah. And as far as we know, infinity could be real. The universe may be infinite in size and flat, extending out forever and ever.
But it's not.
Without end, beyond even the part we can't observe or ever hope to observe. That's exactly what infinity is. Not a number per se, but rather a size. The size of something that doesn't end. Infinity is not the biggest number. Instead, it is how many numbers there are. But there are different sizes of infinity. The smallest type of infinity is countable infinity, the number of hours in forever. It's also the number of whole numbers that there are.
Have you guys ever seen the infinite hotel experiment? Well, one, it's good to cross you guys up every once in a while so you don't get comfy. Two, why? Three, no. Isn't it always, though? No, don't do that either. It's just supposed to make you think. This is my favorite one. This wasn't a day show one because this one's fun.
Natural numbers, the numbers we use when counting things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Sets like these are unending, but they are countable. Countable means that you can count them from one element to any other in a finite amount of time, even if that finite amount of time is longer than you will live or the universe will exist for. It's still finite. Uncountable infinity.
Wait a minute. What did you watch this morning? Oh, the Jack Nicholson thing. No.
On the other hand, is literally bigger. Too big to even count. The number of real numbers that there are, not just whole numbers, but all numbers, is...
Well, that's the beautiful part about this, is we're heavy into math, but once we get further along, it gets conceptual and it gets very artsy. So
is uncountably infinite. You literally cannot count even from 0 to 1 in a finite amount of time by naming every real number in between. I mean, where do you even start? 0, okay, but what comes next? 0.000000. Eventually, we would imagine a 1 going somewhere at the end, but there is no end. We could always add another 0. Uncountability makes this set so much larger than the set of all whole numbers that even between 0 and 1, there are more numbers than there are whole numbers on the entire endless number line. Cantor's famous diagonal argument helps illustrate this. Imagine listing every number between 0 and 1. Since they are uncountable and can't be listed in order, let's imagine randomly generating them forever with no repeats.
So these are all numbers between 0 and 1. So there's so many numbers between 0 and 1 that you could never get to 1 because it never ends. Exactly. Now you're getting it wild. Like I said, just deal with it for a minute.
Each number we generate can be paired with a whole number. If there's a one-to-one correspondence between the two, that is, if we can match one whole number to each real number on our list, that would mean that countable and uncountable sets are the same size.
No, the song that never ends, that's like at some point in Minecraft you shank somebody because you don't want to hear the song anymore. This is not like that at all.
But we can't do that. Even though this list goes on forever, forever isn't enough. Watch this. If we go diagonally down our endless list of real numbers and take the first decimal of the first number and the second of the second...
Whoa. But we have a start and an end point in this one. 0, 1 on the end. No, he's just saying that you couldn't count between the 0 and the 1. Like, it's an uncountable infinity. He's just putting that there for effect. Like, the point is you can never actually get to any number past that first 0.0 infinite 0, 1.
Number, the third of the third, and so on, and add 1 to each.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
One,
At
if it happens
point,
to be a 9, we can
somebody
generate a new real number that is obviously between 0 and 1, but since we've defined it to be different from every number on our endless list in at least one place, it's clearly not contained in the list. In other words, we've used up every single whole number, the entire infinity of them, and yet we can still come up with more real numbers. Here's something else that is true but counterintuitive. There are the same number of even numbers as there are even and odd numbers. At first, that sounds ridiculous. Clearly, there are only half as many even numbers as all whole numbers,
But not true.
but that intuition is wrong. The set of all whole numbers is denser, but every even number can be matched with a whole number. You will never run out of members of either set, so this one-to-one correspondence shows that both sets are the same size.
Because if you move one, then there's always a number to fill it in. Always.
In other words, infinity divided by 2 is still infinity. Infinity plus 1 is also infinity. A good illustration of this is Hilbert's paradox of the Grand Hotel.
Oh, he's
Imagine
gonna explain the Grand Hotel. This is a pretty cool one too. Am I down?